we start out as little parrots, and then we end up as little parrots. Because our brains are just soft tissue. That's all they are. We give our brains more credit than they deserve. It's just flesh, a sack of fat. That's what our brains are. All our bodies are is just a soul sack. It's just a sack of flesh that our soul is contained in. And as soon as our spark goes out, which it happens to everybody, like on roulette, like as soon as it's done, as soon as the contact opens between people's connection to earth here and the tangibles, and they off themselves into the no place space. Woo! How you doing today, Mom? You okay? I'm feed Mom some oatmeal. Today I got this really yummy maple syrup per recommendation. I love recommendation. I don't like, because I feel like I'm like, it's a crapshoot. It could go either way. Either it could go in my favor or less in my favor. Every transaction in life. Every transaction in life. You see, because somehow my thoughts impact people and the outcome of situations in my life. And then I articulate it, and people are like, how does she know these things? Well, because thoughts are just radio waves. And when you tune into so many different ones for so long from different backgrounds, what you start figuring out is that people pretty much have the same thoughts that they do in the military, that they do over here in corporate America. It's the crossover. Like back in the 70s, Ma, how they had Love Boat, and then Laverne and Shirley and Three's Company. All the actors would flip and flop those. Yesterday was such a weird day. I gotta take off my sweatshirt. Yesterday was such a weird day. I went out and did some chores before. What shirt do I have on? Okay. Before I just went out and did some chores yesterday. And while I did that, like, the first 3 places I went, it was like, I can't believe what is happening. Hey, what's up? Like, is this my reality? Like, I'm looking around because we grew up watching that show, Candid Camera, so you never want to act too asinine because you never know who's watching. And so I went to this flower shop. Now, understand, flower shop is what I call the dispensary here in Taos. Here. Got it? And then, I quit going to this place. And I don't have earth in my chart, so I forget how annoyed I get with people. But I forget, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe they had an off day, right? You got to give people breaks a lot. Otherwise, you get cancer in your butt. I don't want that. Here you go. So, I went in and I was about to spend $300. At least. I had, like, that in my pocket. And I was going to buy a bunch of eatables. Because I want to support local. And then, the guy he went, took my card, went and looked it up in the system, and then said, oh, it's expired in here. I said, you know what? That's the 3rd time that you guys have put my credentials, scanned my card, just filled it, and they type like this. Boop, boop, because that's the slow brain stimuli. Boop, and I'm like, come on, man, I gotta go here, the world don't revolve around you, bearded man behind the counter. But bearded man behind the counter has the mindset that my time is less valuable than his. So, boop, boop. I said, you know what? I said, this is the 3rd time that this has happened. I said I was going to spend hundreds of dollars here. I tried to before, and your system is so inoperable. It's like I give people the benefit of the doubt, and then I get shit on. Why? Because I'm not local enough? She was born in Cuesta to Crecelia Cisneros. Is that not local enough? The long lost daughter to Crecelia Cisneros thrown away? Because she was born with 2 club feet, put in an orphanage where terrible things happened to her. So being local isn't such a good thing in Taos, is it? What gets me shit on at Metric Motors. It gets me shit on at Start and Finish. Oh, Val over at Start and Finish. Val couldn't even start to finish. We don't like your kind, but we can recommend somebody else. Who doesn't want to help a chick take care of her car so she could take her old lady mom out and drive in the mountains? Who doesn't want to do that? Fucking Start to Finish in Taos and fucking bullshit stupid cousins just don't want to deal with. And I'm like, what's my kind? What is my kind? Am I gay? Is it you hate gays? Because I give these stickers to people all over town. Because it's a joke. Straight people like rainbows too. So gays, why do you think you could take the rainbows? It's also quippy because I do like women more than hairy ass dudes. But these days, men are so effeminate. I don't know. I might switch teams. Ooh, ew. Women are far more self-supporting than men are. I'm too tired. I take care of mom. I'm too tired to take care of another person and try and, people that can't take care of themselves. Like, I've lived in fucking Taos 5 years. I'm surrounded by people that clearly can't take care of themselves. But they could sure buy big trucks and go zooming around, racing. Like, where are you racing off to, Hitas? Where are you going? You gonna run off and make Taos better? You gonna go off and get home so you can do nothing and play your video games? Which is it? Because the community needs a whole bunch of help. There's trash everywhere from people fucking throwing their beer cans. Throwing their, because you want to be a part of something? Grab your gang buddies instead of freaking trashing your community and go pick up garbage in your community. That's way more dope. That's hella dope, man. I see that all over the internet. Mom. That's everywhere. So today mom's getting... Did I even put cinnamon? I don't think I put cinnamon in there. I just put maple. And then some butter. But the butter... It picked up flavors of other stuff in the fridge, so I don't know. Can you taste the difference? No? Is it good? You know how much I love you? Mm-hmm. Am I being too loud?
Yeah, that's fine.
You like my stories still? Yeah. Mom's been listening to my stories my whole life. Okay. So, it's getting goofy out there. So what? And I keep hearing the astrologers. I'm like, dude, why don't people tell people? Like, they say we have free will, but because of the potentials, people really don't. Like, so people, it's a Aquarius season. Like, so people don't. It feels weird. So what are people gonna do? They're gonna try and make themselves feel better. How are they gonna do that? They're gonna have to drink more. Only this is one of those times that you don't need to drink 3 beers to feel as good as you usually do. You only have to drink 1 beer. But because of the frequencies and the energies are so potent right now and already have people in an elevated state, that either they're going to have to drink more to chill themselves down, or they can drink 1 and that 1's going to feel like 5 or 6. And that's how I experimented with my drinking. That is how I played. Because I tracked astrology. I got DUIs too, so I wasn't real good at it. But I don't make mistakes. I learn lessons. So after I freaking left the freaking flower shop yesterday, like the lack of the level of inefficiency, I can't. So I was like, you know what? I said I can't let that like be a crapper on my day. I'm gonna start my day over, and then I'm gonna go get some naan because I went to Sid's and I got some butter chicken and some the rice, the yellow rice with the peas, and then I get the garlic naan from Smith's, and you don't gotta worry about anything because you got a good meal waiting for you. And so I go over to Sid's or Smith's, and then I can't remember what happened there. But then I drove over to the other flower shop to get a candy bar, and they had a back in 5 minutes sign. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go walk around the town square and order a chili cheese dog. Walk around the town square, and then I'm gonna go back and get the car. And by the time I go up and park up the hill in the parking lot where the lady that owns the cheese dogs owns, then it'll be done and I can go home. And so I go up there, and then like I see hoods up, and so when I see hoods up, I offer help here to see if it's a quick fix, because sometimes it's a quick fix. And then this guy was already helping her. Soul was already helping the woman, Caitlin.
That's nice.
Yeah. And then when I got there, he started. They determined that he was out. Like it wasn't the battery. Battery had juice. It was likely the starter. She didn't have anything to tap it with. I didn't have anything to tap it with. And I had to go do my chili cheese dog stuff. And so I said, if you're still here when I come back, I'll look into it a little deeper. And then but she her mom was already coming and stuff by the time I came back. But she was all right. I don't know what day it is today. Okay, so it was Sunday. So I told her how the lady up there owned it. I said I wouldn't just leave it. I said you might want to just go up and like explain to her, give her your plate number, because they can't tow it unless she tells them to. So you might want to tell them not to tell them to, kind of thing. And so got some clips to make a video on TikTok. I don't know why people spend hours and hours editing those things. That's silly. And then I walked back down the hill, got my loot at the Taos Canis. That's where they sell these things. They sell the. I walk around town, give them to people, give them to magnets, people in the community. Right. As soon as I get my Suburban outboarded, I'm gonna have like pop up like karaoke parties and stuff, and make people freaking rad restaurant style food that don't have money to go to restaurants and shit, because I grew up a poor kid. I'm still a poor kid at heart. I just have a little bit more money now, so I share what I got with other people. It's just that there's so many people, their hearts are closed, and they have darkness and shadows in there, and I'm just like a Pastor Marge. I'm even ordained, so people want to get buried. I don't really do the Valentine's. I don't do ritual shit. I don't play reindeer games. I was in the military. Every time they had me stand up in front of a flag so people could, read all the freaking weird shit they did in places we had no business, so we could pay ourselves extra money and call it tax-free and hazardous pay when we were the hazard over there, so we could just, it's all about real estate. It's all about them playing those games, Risk, Stratego, those boring ass games that taught little boys how to think, how to read how people thought. That's what strategy is. And I just thought, I was like, oh my God, because I'm one of those MK Ultra people, those MK Ultra kids, that they did. It's starting from having weird shit put into mom when I was born. And then my whole life I got shots, and then they said I had low blood sugar. I don't even know what I'm like a lot of other people on planet Earth. Like, what are we really? What are we really? And I was like, I'm trying to stay lighthearted and give people stickers and love people and pet cats and dogs and, you know, make a place a little bit better for other people's children. You think they would want to? I guess it takes too much effort. So I'm trying to make a place for other people's children. And I get ridiculed all the time. It's so funny. That's all right. So I'm more. I'm not really much of a joiner. So I used to be, and I won awards in the military. I did all the stupid. They're paid actors because Washington D.C. and Hollywood, they're the same budgets. It's just a group of people that sit around a table and they decide, what they're gonna do to get the people to believe and feel these kind of ways. I mean, that's what the Simpsons are. That's what Laverne, and then you have the predictive programming, because this is all stuff that, see, my brother, he didn't go, neither me and my brother, we went the military. I didn't go to Hollywood. It's the same thing. It's the same privilege. It's the same advantage. Red carpet's a red carpet, whether it's a military red carpet or, you got somebody getting a star on the Hollywood. And you ever notice when they get the star that star is upside down for them? They're fucking paying homage to their Baphomet. They're androgynous gods that just give them permission to do whatever butt stuff they want, and there's no consequences, and it's just so weird. It's just to gain advantage when there shouldn't be advantage like that. There should not be. There should, why? How sad am I supposed to be when people that should be driving across country in cars, but they're so rich and they're so important, they don't have to do that anymore. Now what do they get? Helicopters and planes, and now you got all this air traffic and freaking, people that don't have very good maintenance practices and disciplines. People aren't disciplined anywhere. So what, I totally pay attention who's touching my car. Like in the last, what I decided, I'd never take my shit back to Metric Motors in Taos, and I just decided that they're just put themselves in the category of the stupid cousin. When I was like, fuck this place. When I didn't have a car for 8 days, they didn't provide a loaner then. They could have, and then it still wasn't right after I spent $3,000 there. And they weren't really they weren't in a big hurry to make it right. No, they wanted to put all these other people in front of me before they wanted to make my shit right. So I said, fuck them. And then the owner operator, whatever his name is, Juan, comes out, big old belly. I'm wondering, I bet he was fit when he was younger. I wonder how long it's been since he could look down and see his feet, without having to look in a mirror, because there's all these dudes that have inferiority complexes. They don't feel like men. Because how can they? Because they used to look down and say, oh, I got a big old. Now they can't no more because it shrunk all up, got all little. Their guts got, their body changed, and they rested on their laurels, and they didn't maintain that physique, and they didn't do all those things because they didn't have to, because people just stopped doing those things that they have to do to get the things that they want. Once they get things they want, they just stop doing I don't got to do that no more. And I'm like, shouldn't it be the other way around? Like, when you love somebody and you're married to somebody and committed to somebody for their whole life, shouldn't you that love grow? And like the ideas of like shouldn't you want to ask them to the prom a new different way every single year? Shouldn't that be a thing? I need to address that noise. Hold on, Mom, I'll be right back. You're cute. Say hi to the people on the interwebs. Oh, it's Stanley's got the zoomies. You got a zoomie, Stanley? Say, yeah, man, what about it? It's just Stanley. Here, are you done eating, Ma?
Oh, no.
You like my new pants? I got new dope
Those
pants.
are nice.
So they don't freeze off my chonies. I wonder if the people, if I was nice and came proper, if the people, I just want to take pictures from there's some guy around here, Elijah Riel or whatever. He's got a big social media. Now he's traveling around because he's expanding. People expand. I'm trying to make Taos better, and people are like, thanks, Taos, for making my life good and give me all this exposure. Instead of, like, let's hook Bonnie up with a place to live, and give people a place to hang out that doesn't, like, isn't an institutionalized, cot-riddled environment, Like, why? It's like, they create these false idols for profits, these 503s, and they have all these I don't know what they are. They're like missions or whatever, and then they give them dude, give them comfy chairs. Like, make them like a dorm, make them like a dorm in a college. I worked at Creighton University, dude. Like, what if poor people got to live like that too? But it's like you're not born to advantage. Like, then okay, you get to suffer. Here you go. They're gonna freaking fix my heater actuator. I'm stoked about that. So we created all this karma by bombing all these places for all these years and all these stories that we wrote and all these books, so all these people could make all this money. Now America's a third world country. There, that's what's happening. It's universal law. What energy you put out, you get back. That's how it works. You get out the energy that you put. You hit people, somebody's gonna hit you back. That's why you don't hit people. You also don't provoke people. That's the thing, is I'm not good with differentiating, because I just talk shit. I don't know what the thing is that I say that makes people think that it's okay for them to fucking punch me. And so I've come across so many of these people. My brother, when I was young, we had an event where he was a state wrestling champion, and he came back after basic training, and he got surprised. Mom surprised him. He didn't like when Mom surprised him, so I got the brunt of it, which ended up me laying on the ground flat on my back with my arms pinned under his legs, and him slamming my head onto the ground. And I could feel the concrete. I'm like, dude, I hold my skull. I'm an Aries, so it rules the head. So I have a strong ass head. So, like, but I never. All the times that when I wanted to defend myself, I pictured my Marge headbutt him, because he's got a crack 2 times here. It's soft. That's a weak spot. But he was my brother, and I couldn't do it. And then he ended up, and that happened, and I was like, dude, if I can't trust my brother in this world, I have nobody I can trust. It's just it's just you and me, God, and I'll just give my life to you and try not to do anything that men like him do, and maybe I'll stay in good standing, because that's scary when you gotta fight people. And you know how I got it off? I fucking grabbed him in the nuts. Grab him in the nuts. Grab him in the nuts. Hard as you can, squeeze. Get the fuck off me, you little bitch. Get the fuck off me, you little bitch. The only reason why you got one up on me is because I wasn't ready. I didn't expect it. Now I will always expect it, because when your own family is gonna fucking attack you, there ain't nobody out there that doesn't have that potential. So I try to go the good spirited way and just try to be buddy with people, just try to be people's friend, but people don't want to be my friend. They really don't. I try. It's not. I mean, but I still help people though. I still help that lady. She didn't. Her mom was on the way. She was fine. It was her starter. I told her where I would take it. Are you cold, Ma? Want the heater on? It's cold where we are, but it's not as cold here. You know? Whoa! Whoa! It's not as cold here as it is in other places in the U.S. of A. You know, the story that we have is much different. We got like 6 inches, baby, snow. How many days ago was that? 3? I don't know, man. Time is a blur. But we didn't get that much. But there's a lot. Let's look at the Windy app. Let's look at the Windy app. I like the Windy app because it has the weather radar. Dun dun dun. See, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's that storm that they talked about for 9 days. It's nothing. But you know what? It's so cold because when you go like this and you look at the temperature, that's the part that fucking sucks. Because that's cold. So like Wisconsin, Chicago. I saw something today that I only saw it one time. Wow. I didn't go anywhere. Let's see, does it say Lake Erie? Lake Erie frozen? Yeah, Lake Erie nearly frozen over. Wow. See, because I've been paying attention to weather my whole life, and I don't remember ever in my 51 years ever hearing about the lake freezing over. So this morning it said it's only done it in 4. Oh, it has in my life. I just didn't pay attention there. So 96. Well, that was the year I was drunk all the time and Grandpa died. So I wasn't paying attention to the lake. I was too into self, so I wasn't paying attention. Came close in 2015 and 2022, reaching over 90%. I guess it ain't that deep. So last full freeze is when Butch left the earth. I wonder if how his youngest son Greg is doing. Oh, Gregor, that's my dad. That guy's a trip. Like he is such, and I can't not understand where he's coming from because the man has had a traumatic head injury. The guy's had his, like, when people that break their brain, they're not the same person that they were before their brain was broke. When people have, you just turn it on or off. Stanley. It's this whole thing with this heater. I love it. It's such a fun game. But people can't, once they get heat strokes, they're never the same. They aren't the same person that they were before they got the heat stroke. And human beings, they say, oh, we got the opposable thumbs. And because we do this, they forget that we're just animals. All we are is animals. We can talk, we can communicate, we can organize. We can do, we're supposed to be stewards and custodians of the earth, but then they have Dubai and now Gaza. It's all about real estate and little frat boys into butt stuff and tiny little suits going around. We're in charge. And I can't with that earth. So I'm gonna help build my vision here in Taos and make my own retreat center. Where the scumbags can hang out. Or the people that my friends, the people that have deemed scumbags in society, like they haven't had fair advantage because how would they, there's none left over because all the privilege goes to the special hitos and hitas and the important cousins. It's just nepotism. I don't care. It's just nepotism. It's just people that, don't hire people because they're qualified. They hired people because, we hang out and party on the weekend and drink beer and then I don't care. And I'm so happy that more people are not drinking, supposedly. Let that be a thing. There's not evidence of it in certain groups that I know of. But hopefully that can be something that can be spoken into existence. That people are not choosing alcohol. They're choosing their health. Because we're only, how long are we here on this earth? I mean, come on. All these people are wanting to live through ever because they're memorialized through history. But look at how they got it. Look at this. Dude, anybody that went to Hollywood parties or any of those things, and they're in all the groups. They all end up hanging out with the same groups, the same people. They're all the same. They all buy the same cologne. So I go walking through, you know, and I smell the cologne, and I'm like, oh my God. I've known 2 people that smell that cologne, and they're total shitbags. That's how it tells me. Maybe they're not a shitbag. Maybe they're the exception to the rule. But then I look down at their shoes, and then I'm like, oh my God, they still wear Converse? That's not my alignment. I'm not a Converse kid. I'm not an Adidas kid. You know, I don't got that spirit. I was like a street kid growing up. I was one of those. I still wear Vans. They just have more like geriatric Vans now. You know, now I got to put insoles in them. But I'm starting to get my step back because I'm starting to figure out how to take care of me because it took me so long to figure out how to take care of Mom because she's getting older and her needs are changing and evolving and stuff. And it's a lot. And I've been focusing on my dear sweet boys in heaven, and they're fine. They don't need all my attention anymore. So I have that extra energy to go out and, you know, take Mom on rides. And I'm getting my Rosie's getting all dolled up. That's what I call my ride. Rosie. Yeah, she's named after somebody else too. Rosie. She used to be burgundy. She still get rosy cheeks on the inside. If you open the door, she gets a little, yeah, you can see her rosy cheeks still. Huh, Mom?
Yes.
I don't know. The heater might work better now. We getting the actuator all taken, and the radiator all sealed up and plugged up, stuff like that. You know, it's hella dope, man. I'm stoked on that. So hopefully it's not so much. Hopefully I can. Yeah. Anyway. Just paying cash. What's the matter? Why are you rubbing your face? You need lotion? Do you need lotion? Ma, I know you're looking at the light. You gotta focus. You need lotion?
No.
Is it dry? Is that why you keep rubbing?
No.
Because you did that before and you scratched your forehead. Mom, I'm doing a new thing for Mom and myself. It helps keep me present in the morning when I have my batteries are charged and I wake up. And I'm ready and raring to go.
No.
I brush my hair 111 times now, and then I'm doing Mom's too. Look, so Mom, I'm trying to like rejuvenate her scalp through her gut health, so she gets the dose. The dosey mom, Mersey Dotes and little mom, Mersey Dotes and Momsy Dotes, and drinks the dosey. Never mind. I said it one day. It was so funny. I love freaking wordplay, man. I love it. I said, you know what, Mom? I realized. I said, you've been hearing me yammer for years. I said, basically, I've been like, you know, practicing stand up because she's a clean slate after 5 minutes. Wow. She doesn't know. Like, I don't like to put the frequency of frustration into the house at all. Because they can feel it. Sensitive beings can feel. So I walk through the house like this, so the dogs, because I'm so sad, because I know that they're ending their, you know, I could see the signs. There's always signs. And I could see them, but they know it too, but we're both trying to pretend like I know, but you know, but, so you have to mind your thoughts, because we're all telepathic. Everybody's telepathic. I get that those telepathy tapes or whatever came across. I don't really like spending too much time listening to other people when I've had such remarkable experiences of my own. So okay, that's cool. You know, but Mom and I have been telepathic for years. Mom We could go all day. I don't have to talk. I like to talk. We still communicate. There's movies on. I'm Gemini 12th house. I'm blah. 29 degrees Saturn. Mars 24 degrees. I'm a little chatty Cathy, Margie May. So, my train of thought just derailed. But we've always been There's that movie. What was that movie with Emma Stone before they all they all go off the rails. You know, they all do stuff that I don't know. At some point, it's like, all right. If I was married, see, I couldn't do Hollywood because I mean, what did I say this morning? They say the word monogamous, and I say I'm Margeogamous because I bring monogamy to a new level. Like, because I understand that first before there's because there's intimacy. I'm Scorpio moon, so I know a lot about intimacy. And that's why people don't like me because I'm a Margeogamous person, so I'm only for one woman. I just don't know who the one woman is. I know who she's not, and I know what she doesn't have, you know. And unfortunately, I don't make moms, and it would really be dope if I did because there's a lot of really cool moms, but I don't do MILFs because I grew up in an environment where Mom was male centric because she didn't know how to take care of us, but she knew how to attract men. So she tried to find a man that could take care of us, but all she got was scumbags. She had to learn discernment. She had to learn the hard way, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
And I was telling her today, you know, I said, Mom, I remember having to sit in auto shops like. You'd need the brakes done on the Nova. She had this really badass old Nova. Well, it was the vibration. I could fall asleep, you know, it calms me down. My yah-yahs inside. And then, like, because I would have to go out and play with rocks and dirt and do things to entertain myself and keep myself, you know, don't get into mischief and stuff like that. And we'd have to sit there, you know, just because. And then I grew up and I went in the military and I became a mechanic and I started doing my own shit. And I was like, started figuring shit out. And I was just like, Mom, I said, they were scumbags. I said, that's a 20-minute job. I said, you were just the woman that didn't have enough money and they were taking advantage. So I learned about who the men are that take advantage. I just learned who the scumbags are, and it's not ever gender specific. It's not ever men and women. It's a vibrational frequency. It's like when I see somebody and I size somebody up, I'm thinking, what do they do to take care of somebody else that can't take care of themselves? First of all, what do they do to take care of themselves? What is it that and looking at them, how do they look? Are they fit? Or are they not? That's it. Do they give a shit? Or not? And usually, when I see people, I go through the world and I'm like, either people give a shit or not, and then mostly people don't. Because they don't care about themselves. My dad, such a weirdo, when he was 75 years old, had all of his teeth pulled out of his fucking head. Nothing wrong with them. Just didn't want to deal with it later. Motherfucker looks like Jeffrey Epstein now. No joke. Totally looks like Jeffrey Epstein now. Serious. Dude's a creep. He was always a creep. Truck driver, dude has all the markers because they all do the same shit. Dude worked at a state mental hospital for the criminally insane. That's what they do. He explained to me one time before I was able to understand what he was trying to say, and now it makes perfect sense. But back then, he would explain to me things like, you know, how it was Geraldo Rivera that got the mental institutions closed down, and his influence in that, and all the but it's all systems. Systems they don't make, you know, like I want to see a world where sheriff and police and deputies and all that, like, if you carry a gun, You need to go to place every single one of them. They got to go to places and, like, I don't know, nurseries and hang out with the little babies. Like, they need sensitivity training, my style. Like, they do. Because you're not going to value life. Like, the whole thing has to shift. And the people and it's not going to shift until people that choose to shift their own hearts. So it's like, I don't know. It's appeal to emotion, but you got to appeal to people in more personal ways. Like, start instead of it's okay. If I were gonna go out and protest in the street, things that I would do is, what's the matter? Your hair bothering you? Things I would do is this: is I would go to the local places where they gather, and I would look on the walls, and I would see who gets the awards, and I would look at their names, and then they're probably born and raised. So see what high school they went to, and I would start like going back into their history and finding out, get the dirt on them, and then make signs. Personalize the signs. Personalize the signs. See, because warfare, but we talked about warfare back in 2003, 4, 5. Ed Haynes was my teacher. He was at Bellevue University. And Mr. Dr. Ed Haynes, he was a cool dude. He was prior military. He figured out what the game was when enlisted, I think. I don't know if he crossed over or not, but anyway. But we talked about what World War III was, and then in Ed Rahat's class, we talked about how, and then it was like, oh my God, World War III is of a spiritual variety. It's about who's going to sell out, who's going to, you sell out to the highest bidder. Those highest bidders aren't going to be usually from here. They're going to be from someplace else, which brings all this outside ideology, which clashes with the locals. But hey, you can only really get mad at the locals for selling them to the outsiders. So whose fault is it really? Anyway, I got these books in the mail.
Oh, they
I don't know what I did with them. Oh, here they are. So I'm going to maybe have a yoga book study. So this one is what Bill Donahue recommended.
Oh,
it's called The Power of the Myth. See, the way I look at the world, I'm going to try and surmise it. Is it like this, okay? You have stars in the skies and planets in the skies. Planets and stars. As it talks about Genesis in the Bible. There will be signs.
That's nice.
And they're signs in the skies that designate energy. See, but the thing of it is there's planets out there that we don't even know what they are yet, but they're representing energies but we don't know what the energies are, because we don't have access to the books like the important people. So they're making shifts and moves based on information that not everybody's privy to. And so the way I look at it is essentially like that. I look at the world like that TV show on Disney where they talk about Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Wow.
And basically it's like, if the potentials of the energy that drives people and motivates people to take actions in their everyday life existed as gods on earth, what would they do? And you got Biff over here, I'm going to take up all the land, because he knows he's going to die one day. And so, he's going to be a peasant in his next life or whatever. He's going to pay somehow, but it don't matter, eternal butt stuff. Dude's fucked. He already knows he ain't going to heaven because they don't believe in the same. Dude, guy rolls over. He don't have any personal constitution. He's wishy-washy. He's a Gemini. He doesn't stand for anything because he wants to get anybody to fall for everything. And people like that aren't for everybody. They're only for themselves or for them family. And everything he does, he's setting himself, maybe not even now, but like 3, 4, maybe if he gets reincarnated back to this bloodline or whatever, 8 generations down, it'll set them up in his favor later on, because they only care about themselves, man. Either people there's people that care about everybody, or there's people who only care about themselves. That's what I found to be true. I benefit more from caring about everybody around me, even if they don't like me. I don't fucking care if people like me or not. You're stuck on the side of the road. I'm gonna do what I can to get you off the side of the road, because I've been stuck on the side of the road. I know how much that sucks to be stuck on the fucking side of the road. But there's so many people that have never been destitute. They've never missed meals. They've never had the disadvantage of being who they were. And I came to a conclusion today. I was like, Ma, I always thought they were like MK ultraing me. Like, just make her so mad she throws a fit, and then she hurts somebody, and then we can just put her in jail then, right? But Mom always taught me, don't put your hands on people, whether you like them or hate them, without permission. You know, you don't fight. You don't, violence isn't the answer. Good orderly direction doesn't mean, racking somebody upside the head. And plus, my brother's punched me square in the face before. Only time I ever saw stars, and I don't want to do that to nobody else either. Cause I don't. My brain has holes in it. When you get a lot of trauma, it's like if you look at a computer board and it gets too much electricity in it, they have these little components inside them. They're called capacitors. And if you get an electric surge, those little capacitors, they're made to give I guess they're resistors, because they're made to resist. I get them all confused because I have different terminology that's different than what I was taught. So they're capacitors because they reach a certain capacity and then they burst. That's what it was. Okay, so you got the little in it, right? But then you got to switch out the capacitor, right? Well, I have a lot of bursts. So what happens is when you get traumatic brain from getting a knock in the head like Mom got from dude slamming her head in the car door of an old car, or like me, just from stress and just like having to navigate through life. I thought about that today. Like, I felt this overwhelming collective sense of like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And I know that feeling because I know it's not mine. It's a collective thing, because I don't need anything. Huh, Mom? We got everything. If the power goes out, okay, which generator do I want to turn on? What, like, do I want the loud clacky one that I can run for 10 hours, or do I want the indoor? Because I got everything I need, and I just want to help other people in my community have everything that they need under any conditions. That's all. That's all. I want to teach the government how to be more generous and less stingy, pocket self-important. So like New Mexico is probably the richest state in the nation per capita, because there's only 2 million people in the whole state. There's only 2 million, and then I'm always this organization gets 2 million for this, and they get this and that. I'm like, dude, why are you just handing out freaking plastic cards to people at the post office? Here's a card, $1,000. Go get a new washer and dryer on the state of New Mexico, because you're born and raised, and that's what you deserve. Like, every state should be like that. That's how we should be taking. But no, there's people up there that go, no, they don't deserve it. And I remember back then their family pissed me, and they bring all this personal psychology shit into it. And they're the ones that have no. Dude, we bring impasse into HR, they won't have no control. Put the Pisces in there, and the Cancers. Let them decide. But no, they have too many Virgos and too many Capricorns that like to make all these rules, and then them and all their friends, they don't go by the rules, and then they profit from actually people breaking the rules. It's such a weird, incestuous world we live in. And it's evolving, huh? It's getting different, huh, Mom?
Yes, it's getting different.
21 pilots.
21 pilots.
Chlorine. Is this the one that came? No, this one came out October 5th. One of them they did came out on my birthday.
Oh.
My feet just started to hurt.
Oh,
I danced around earlier.
Oh.
They just hit a wall. That's all. Ugh. Oh, so I got this book too.
Oh, that's nice.
So I got this book. Where's my slippers? Are they right here?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yes. I put my slippers right here.
Oh,
That's hella dope, Ma.
That's nice.
Oh my god.
Very nice.
Very nice. And then I got this book. I know the guy that wrote this one.
Right.
Ed Rawhut was my teacher.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Ed Rawhut, in the No Place Space.
No place.
This one, I need to do I just raked my arm on the corner. This is cool. A companion to the Compatrick Signature Series.
Oh.
I gotta see if I have any of that stuff. I don't think I have all that anymore, but this is cool because in this class is where we talked about like Play-Doh also.
Oh, Play-Doh.
And I came up with the whole concept of algorithm of the cave based on Plato's The Cave.
Okay.
And how society is created by just basically collecting data about what people are afraid about, whether they say they're saying it to their friend on their cell phone, like I'm afraid she's having an affair, whatever. And then the algorithm, is and then like they're giving her all these dating sites and energy doesn't lie. Like, I don't know. People are just, it's Aquarius season. Energy is just so everywhere anyway. People just need to learn to meditate and tune it out. Like, oh, I feel too much. I'm so angry. I'm so excited. Even like when good things are happening, I have to take time. Like, I want to go. I want to do this. I want to make butter. I got all these plans. And that's when I have to go get still. That's when Creator says, all right, you're doing too much. You need to go degauze your energy field. Because if I go when I want to go like that, and if I don't control myself, then that's when accidents happen. Because I want to do this, but I'm thinking about over here. And so I intentionally must live where my hands are and think about what I'm doing. When I'm cooking for Mom, I have to cook for Mom. I can't cook for Mom, but it'll take 4 minutes, so I have plenty of time to vacuum the carpet. No, it's none of that. I have to cook for Mom and cook for Mom only. And they create systems like to create labels for people like me. And you call people like me whatever you want. I'm neurodivergent. I say nacho neurotypical. Like, it don't matter what people call me. I'm going to say I'm something different because I don't think the way that they do. And I ain't never been one to allow people to label me what they say I am. Because my whole life, people would say things like, you're so selfish. So I drew whatever I could do to do the generous thing because I don't ever want to hear about how selfish I am from people that really didn't do me a whole lot of favors to begin with. So people tell me I'm mean. People tell me because I'm mean because I'm feeling what they're thinking about me, and I don't understand why they're getting that from me because I ain't like that. But I'm a Heyoka, and then I come to realize that because if they were like me, that's how they would be. And then I took psychology classes when I went to college and stuff like that as my electives, and I started figuring out how people think like Active Directory, which is the back-end system of Microsoft, where you work for these multi-billion-dollar companies back then, and people have access. Some people can do this, some people can do that. How come my brother can do stuff and I can't do it? Well, I didn't sell my soul, and I never been over a conference table. That's pretty much all I need to know. I didn't do those things, so I don't need any of the things that he has because those are the things that he had to do to get it, aside from willingly throwing away his own sister and his mother.
Wow.
I mean, at some point, my face is like I can't hate him. I always think like that. It's so funny. I get like, oh yeah, it's both ways, huh? Cause like I have to not hate him because my face looks so much like him. Like, so I used to wonder if we were twins when I was a little girl. And like, no, you're born 2 years apart. But I swear, like, cause like I call people on the phone, like and his friends would start saying stuff to me because they thought I was him, like, cause I have a deep voice and like, so it was so weird. But his face is my face. But see, the thing of it is I can see how people can't when they behave today. I can see, you know what? One day what they're doing is gonna haunt them. That's how I see people. I see the past, present, and future. And like I see pictures when little kids are a baby, like they get looks on their face, and then when you see them as like, their parents take their picture as they get older, you could still see that look. Like you could, like I have an excellent perception of reading people. And what I understand is he's going to feel so bad one day because how all the days that he gave me of me going, like my body just wanting to shut down because I'm so, like I'm hooked up to a battery. Like I touched an electric fence and I'm getting shocked and I can't get off it. I'm like, what do I do? Like the time I had to move. All the times I had to move. And I'm like and like I don't do good under time tests, but I have to be out of my house with my 5 dogs and my disabled mother by this time and do it in a way that satisfies somebody that doesn't give a shit that they're putting out me and my mom. Fuck them. Fuck them. So, but one day, all the stuff he gave me, these are the grills I want to get for the bourbon, the front grills. Not the winch, but anyway, the style. But one day he's gonna have to he's gonna freaking feel bad because he drinks alcohol, and people that drink alcohol, they get haunted by their ghosts, and that's. Like, my face is not, like, we have the same face. I just have more light in my eyes. I'm not a fraternity brother. I don't do weird butt stuff. Like, he's always been disingenuous. Even the way, that's not how a kind and loving brother puts, like, that he doesn't ever see his sister. No, he's like, hey, sis, like, bring it in, Like, the guy has hated me my whole life. He kind of likes me, but really he doesn't. I have his piece of paper where he wrote that on one of his little school assignments. Me and my sister, Margie, don't get along. Because he always lied and cheated. And I wanted to compete on a level playing field. And liars and cheats don't do that. And he became part of the system that lies and cheats. And I said, Jerry, you could have been a part of the system that fixed that was broken that didn't help us when we were kids. But you became part of it. You became the bad guy, Jerry. My brother Jerry became the bad guy. So I got to work extra hard not to be the bad guy because every guy in my family, they're all bad guys. It's in my last name. He's sick. Because they don't choose to get better. They can't resist their temptations. They can't resist their worldly urges for money, property, and prestige. They didn't resist their temptation. They went with it, and then all these people did all these things that they're going to be terribly, terribly embarrassed about this year because it's the year of the horse. It's the year a lot of people are going to get knocked down off their high horse. Because the horse says, don't ride me, get the fuck off me. Don't people know that? How come I'm not hearing any reports about that? I said, how come they're not talking about horses, how horses really behave? Yeah, they're pack animals. They also knock people off that don't have good hearts. So a lot of people are going to get knocked off their high horses here. A lot of people are going to be figured out, you know. All these club members that all get, it's just like, oh, is that what you guys do? Anytime people drink too much and do stuff, they always do stuff they regret. Because most of the time, they're doing stuff that they would never do, and they don't even remember that they did it, but other people do. Remember that time? Nope, don't remember that. Well, what kind of a credible witness are you if you don't remember anything that happened? Because I can remember details. I can remember the fragrance of flowers on the wind. Because I meditate. You go into the place where all the data and the information is held. All the no place space is what I call it. Whatever till you take your last breath, it's where everyone you ever loved goes to. And if ever you want to spend that energetic frequency with them, just get quiet. And just think of your thoughts as trains or clouds and just let them go by. Don't jump on them. Nope. I got to do laundry. Nope. Nope. Just let it go by. Let thoughts go by. Or one I like to do is like a deck of cards. I could shuffle a deck of cards for a lot. It's just it's a muscle memory thing. It's a temple. Everything's a cadence. We have a rhythm to us, and then we are in correspondence with the cadence of the universe. And I love to cooperate with the universe and nature. And then I go into the world and like I hear like nature in the world with just through music, even in the city. I don't do good in cities. I'm grateful I don't live in a city anymore. I'm very grateful. And the more I live in Taos, the more I love Taos. I love Taos. I love this land. I need to make a flyer for the bulletin board at Sid's. I need a trumpet teacher. I got a trumpet. I had this trumpet since I was like 20 years old. 30 something years. I want to learn how to play it. I got a lot in me. I want to get it out. And a trumpet, I go out in the mountains. There's trees around here. They're like, man, I sure would like to hear a trumpet. And I'm like, I hear you're calling, but first I got to learn how to play the darn thing. I'm fixing the Suburban so we can go up into the mountains and I can play the trumpet for the trees that never got to hear a trumpet before, but they heard about trumpets because that's how they talk to each other with their root system. And I can feel it because I'm a freak in nature. I'm a frequency in nature. I'm attuned. I don't got no earth. I tune into all the frequencies. You know, they talk about human lie detector, all that stuff. Yep, that's me. That's me. I'm a lot more fun in real life. I get going. I get all excited. Woo! I just want to do things to help people that don't have the advantages that everybody else. And I know where to find them because I'm always looking. Because they're the ones that I'm like, hey, you like caramel? I'm going to make a new batch soon. I made butter overnight. I should see if it's setting up yet, huh, Mom? Yeah. Should I see real fast? The butter's there? The butter's done? And I'll put your dish. And there's my coffee cup.
Coffee cup. Okay. What did I come in here for?
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna wrap it up, Ma, okay? It's nice and cozy in here. It's cold out there on the other side of that door. Alright, so this is the latest batch. That's just water it separates by itself. Boop! Here, let's see the white light. Boo! I'm gonna infuse some healing frequencies on it. So what should I use? Which one should I do? Should I do, let's see, which ones do we got? I'll do that next, Ma. I put a set of these headphones on here, and then I have a program.
Oh, program.
Right? Cover it back up. Real good. Then I have a program on here. It's called TBSW. It's by Bistronics. So it has this. And then it has presets. You can enter your own bass frequency, left beat frequency, right beat frequency. And then the lady that gave me my hearing exam, I've been playing a lot more with this one per her recommendation. It's called Relief, and then it has like these presets: fire and rain, peaceful morning. So like it gives a different part of your brain things to listen to. And then it has different presets like relax, learn. It's useful. It's useful because it's frequency and I'm losing my hearing. So anyway, what was I talking about? I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, so I could do the preset. So they have all these presets. So Alzheimer's, like people like Mom doesn't have Alzheimer's. Mom doesn't have dementia. Mom has a traumatic head injury. So her progression is different than other people that have those things. So people want to come in and say, "Oh, she doesn't remember anything, so it's dementia." No, it's not. It's her head was crushed. Get off her with that medicine. She don't take no medication. She's just natural. She's raw dog and earth, Ma. Yep, you little earth angel. Okay, so we got all these healing, all types. We got energy boost, so I can pick a frequency, and then I play them through these, and then I put this on my butter. See? Put this on my butter. And then my butter, made with my butter, right? And then I pick like the healing ones, and then I let it go for 30 minutes and infuse this with healing frequencies. And then with this, I use the best cream and the best actual butter.
Oh, that's nice.
And sugar, and then I make caramel.
Caramel.
And then people that want to feel better with my butter batter feel so much better after eating my butter, after my butter batter once it's burnt. So anyway, I'm a lot cooler once I'm not living a life of impending doom. Dude, and like I was trying to say yesterday, I was putting so much energy into pretending like I wasn't so sad all the time around my dogs, because I was sad because I knew that they were all gonna, my whole life I knew that they were all gonna die at the same time. It's just something that I knew. I'm like, I got them all at the same time, and they're different ages, and the universe don't care. He's gonna take them all at the same time too. And he took all three of them, and Luna's still here. She's like, hey, I'm playing tug of war with Luna and Tucker. His energies, because he wants to kiss on her face, because they were boyfriend, girlfriend. They had their own destiny of love, their own story of dog fairy tale. Like, she came from South Carolina. He came from a puppy mill in St. Louis, Missouri, and then got to come live with, they were in love but fought, and, they got the gods and the stars to fight, like, gods do crazy things. The potentials, like, you give people power, what they do with it, they, like, cut off the freaking, what is that, Cassiopeia, which one is that? I get all the stories mixed up. But like, people have potentials in them that the gods did. Like, what is it? The storyline of the parent that ends the child. Because most parents are like, I could never do anything to harm my child. But then there's situations happen. Like, something happens to the kid, and then it makes it harder to take care of the kid. and then the parent like wants to only go out and drink and party and have a good time because they have their own demons, and the kid keeps them from doing that. So now the parent looks at them because they have this placement astrologically. Well, if these people have the placements like this astrologically, like they shouldn't have that kid and be alone with that kid. Like they should always, if you like, you know, you're probably not going to do anything, but still, because of this placement and the potentials in you, you will never be alone with that kid. You should never, because there's people that like have kids just so that they can fuck with the kid, like torture the kid. Like it's horrible. Like the stuff and always under the guise that it was always done for my own good. We're gonna torture you for your own good. I'm like, does other people get treated like this? I always wondered that when I was a little kid with an earache, that my ear was so red, like it hurt to touch, like my fever was coming out of my ear. Doctors it was such a remarkable thing. Never seen anything like this. Here's the doctor or the resident, and then they had all his little resident buddies. So his 6 kids, guys in there that were in there pulling, oh, let's do this, let's, you know, I was the guinea pig. I've been a guinea pig my whole fucking life. They've tortured me. When I was a 12-year-old girl, they stuck metal rods up my pee hole where I pee, my urethra, if we want to use clinical terms, and they stuck it all the way up where it goes up into the bladder and stuff. It was an Indian guy. The Indians hate women. He was torturing a freaking young girl. Nothing they did benefited me, you know, except explaining that your bladder is like a balloon, and the older you get, you lose the elasticity. That's why people start becoming incontinent when they get older. But him stealing him like that, like, and then, but at the same time, this is a lot of this. I had to learn to breathe through, because it's when that's how. If I resist, that's where the pain happens. But if I just, like, when I meditate and just let go of the willingness to be in my body, pretty much, then the pain doesn't hurt as bad. But we used to play games of, you know, who could take the longest, and unfortunately, because people played with me when I was not willing to play, when I was willing to play, I'd win. Because I fucking, the shit they did with me was torture, dude. Torture. Taking kids away from their moms. Torture. Torture to a kid. Like, don't talk to me about separation anxiety when I got kidnapped. Like, you know, and people that, like, they berate us, they talk down to us, they belittle us, they oh, you know, like that Leo Cub dude. Like, he's the guy that, like, he sicked AI on me. Like, he told AI to find the narcissistic hotline for me. See, my whole life people have been projecting the things that they hate in themselves on to me. And I'm trying to project things I like in myself, I see in them. That's why I was trying to communicate with that guy. And he's been shitting on me for years now. He could come proper, and he don't want to. So, oh well. They could be cool, and they're just not. And it's always the guys that always act like they're really cool with everybody, but they make themselves inaccessible. And what they are, they're just little bitches. They do it in entertainment, they do it in sports, they do it in politics, they do it in religion. These people build themselves up to be these big, huge, large beings, and if you met them in real life, they're real tiny, and like if you got stranded on an island with them, like, they crumble, their psychological disposition deteriorates very fast, and I got to give them tasks like, hey, go find something to put water in, make sure the water's clean, start making a fire, making sure, you know, boil the water so we can boil the water, drink clean. Because I've been collecting survival skills since I was a little girl, and I didn't want to play with all them people that I'd play with them. I always start playing with everybody else. Okay, what are we playing? Are we gonna play cartoon tag today? Okay, we're gonna play cards, and then you start playing, and then I'm in advantage, and then people start changing the rules so that they're in advantage, and then I'm in default, and like whenever I see that, that's when I'm out. And then like my whole life, I see that in jobs, I see it in the government. Like there's always groups that set the advantage for them and not for everybody else, and those are the people I will forever put on blast because it's just not fair. It's not fair. There's so many people in America that work so fucking hard, and now they have to live in their cars. I didn't get to stay in a 5-star hotel, the Panorama, on the island of Crete while we bombed fucking Iraq or whatever we did. Who knows what we did or didn't know. I just saw a bunch of little Marines after they did whatever in Iraq, came back, and they were lesser of men. They were shells. They just can't believe they did the things that they just did. Never to be seen the same ever again. Because DC and Hollywood are the same. And they got us to believe that this fucked up shit that we do over there, that we deserve parades and shit about it. Oh, let's just blow off, and now it's their little drone shows. Just give them a flag, give them something, tell them what they should believe in, and the unuseful idiots will believe in those things. And I won't participate in it anymore. So I'm going to try and make my own little retreat here in Taos, and I'm going to invite people to come and see how Marge does it. You know, have a good time. I'll cook for you. I'll cook for you. Make some good food. We'll go out and hike and walk around. Take Mom on adventures, huh, Mom?
Right.
I'll be a tour guide to you.
A tour guide.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I know. This is Cuesta. This is where Mom was born and not raised. So I told the lady at the auto shop, I'm back today to collect on all the nepotism we were never afforded to all those years. All those Christmases with all those presents, all those snowy days in, all those advantages of not having to go to the DMV because Auntie will just bring you a sticker. It'll be on the kitchen table. All those years of circumventing the system because you're related to everybody that's in the system. We're coming to collect. Huh, Mom?
Moving on.
Moving on. I trimmed my hair a little bit yesterday. I only took like about that much off. I went snip, snip. I gave it a little point. So we'll see. Now I got my own scissors. I can't get too crazy. Before you know it, I'll be a short hair again. And this hair belongs to Mom because when Mom goes off to Creator in the no place space, I'm gonna raise this thing up. I'm gonna go and cut this shit off. Huh, Mom? So this is your ponytail, it ain't mine. Because that'll be the biggest heartbreak in my world. Because she's been my only friend my whole life. And I will definitely be living on a different planet when she goes to heaven. But we party and celebrate her being alive every day, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I went and got the butter, I brought this back.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have some banana. We just eat the cream part. I don't like the crust. So we just celebrate life. Not too much though. You can't celebrate just a couple bites. You can't do too much because you gotta, it's winter. It's too cold. I can't go out and exercise to get my heart or blood circulating. I still lift my dumbbells though. I already did sets this morning, so. Anyway, life is good in old Taos, northern New Mexico. It's gonna get better when I get out and I can start making people warm drinks and stuff. Just, being outside, God, man, like it sucks. Being cold sucks. I hate it. Because you get to a point that you get so cold that you can't warm up. Like it shuts your body down. It sucks. So I want to get stuff like real nice stuff. I'm gonna actually look someplace and find a distributor that sells, we'll say, bulk power packs. Because they lose their ability to hold a charge in the winter. Batteries do. That's why EVs are the dumbest freaking crap in the world. But battery packs, I tried to use my battery pack yesterday that I got. It didn't work. So if I can get some of these battery packs to charging stations for phones and stuff like this. Like this one is a mini one, and I think it has a magnetic, so they like useful compact shit. And it's $44. I get 5-6 of those, keep them in my glove box. And when I see people on the street that are having a shitty day, traveling around, everything's technological, but nobody lets them charge their phone, I'll be like, here you go, homie. You know, give them fucking battery up or socks that they can charge up if they do get access. And then that those last like 6 hours. So you get up in the morning, you put on your socks right. You got to see, that's the thing, is people waste their shit overnight. You don't need to stay warm overnight. It gets the coldest right before the sun comes up. Like we get a blast of solar whatever right before. My whole life I'm like, how come nobody ever talks about like the dip right before this? Temperatures drop 5, 7, 10 degrees. It's weird. Nobody ever talks about it. So that's when people need to like build your, like, get up at 3, so, or 2, whatever, how long it may. I don't have experience with wood stoves yet, so that's something else I gotta learn later. But like, start the fire before it gets cold, so when that cold hits, the warm is already established. See, that's what people have to do. Like, and people that live on the street, you know, hunker down. Most people are just trying to figure out how to stay warm all night. And like even on cars, it's hard on cars. Cold is so hard on cars. Unless they don't use like proper fluids and stuff, shit freezes. You should not be putting water in your radiators. Nobody in 2026 should be putting any kind of water in their radiator ever. Because that shit freaking expands and then you burst your pipes. Or your components. You gotta use 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. Yeah, coolant and antifreeze. Coolant and antifreeze. It won't freeze. You gotta be careful about leaks with that stuff around too, though, because it's sweet to the taste. And you don't want no freaking little stray kitties, feral cats, to be like, ooh, what's this? Lick, lick. Because, dude, homie I was in the Air Force with drank it to get out. Because he was committing suicide, trying to kill himself. So he drank antifreeze. People did all kinds of shit. Once they got into the military and they figured out what the military was, let's just say they didn't want to honor their commitment. At one point, I had to bring a Lidol to where a kid was an SP, goes through all the way through. I'm pretty sure SPs go through the same tech school that where I went in Wichita Falls. Let's see. I'm going to go down what am I doing? So I'm going to get these battery packs and then I'm going to put my stickers on them. It's like a little walking prayer, I think, my logo. Like, go with good orderly behavior. Okay, so Wichita Falls, Texas. Wichita Falls, Texas. Where was I? Shepherd Air Force Base. That's where I was. I don't want to talk too much about the story. Why? See, I get this stuff. Why? How come? I just want to see where I was. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Shit. Uh-oh. I do that. I get all bleh. Okay, I'm trying to turn off the wireless. Okay. Shepherd Air Force Base. There it is. The 82nd Training Wing helps elevate you. Dude, it's all marketing. That's all the military it is. Let's get people to do what we want them to do under the guise of they're going to get what they want, but they're not really going to get what they want. Everybody that knows about recruiters knows that it's like if you go in the military as enlisted now, I think more people are going to go in as officers than it's cush. Then you're a part of the fraternal order of butt stuff more so. But enlisted, like us grunts, us people that like actually do the bullshit, they wanted to make me a lineman. I was supposed to be a lineman. A pole climber. I said I like dancing on a pole. I always thought that'd be cool, but I don't really want to be up on. And then if I would have ended up in Iraq, as because there's infrastructure, that's the first that goes in. We clear the area and then we put our shit up so we can use our comms, and that's and ages. And so I was in age, so we support the people that go boom boom boom. And but so if I would have been a lineman, I probably wouldn't be here right now because I likely would have been sniped, which is justified because that's what I would have gotten for fucking, coming into your house and shitting on your floor and say, okay, it's my house now. I'm your new daddy. And that's what America does. And then they give themselves parades about it and then tell those that disagree that we are the enemy against America. I'm like, whatever. Chomp another fucking Viagra. So shepherd leadership. It's just it's all websites, but like you meet these people, they couldn't change a fucking tire. We'd hop the fence on a Friday night and then go drink with the instructors that we just left that were our teachers, and they were all military way. Then we'd go jump the wall, put on a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and then go have big old fights throwing coasters. You ever been in one of those coaster fights where the whole bar is flinging coasters? That was pretty fun, actually. So it's like over here, so it's like there's always versions of how people do things. And I just say, I have the freedom to do what I want over here. And then over here I do it, but over here I get in trouble. And, it's also terribly confusing. So I'm just a clown all the time. That's what I decided. So Shepherd Air Force Base. Shepherd Air Force Base. So let's see. Where's the Wikipedia part? I don't want the .mil page. General Paul G. Filasek. Okay. It's 8.9 square miles. It's built in 1941. It's on the 33rd parallel. Of course it is. Of course it's on the 33rd parallel. Why would I think it would be on any different parallel than the 33rd? Career Commander, Brigadier General, No Star General Paul G. Filasek. Elevation 1,000 feet. Departments. Where is... I just want like Wikipedia. Because I want to see... Here it is.
Oh, good.
I found what I was looking for. It's 5 miles north of Central Business District. We get hotel rooms.
Wow.
Right? And we party with the other people that were there for school, and the other people there were the SPs. Cocksuckers. Dickheads. Police are assholes. They're also the second lowest test score in the military entrance exam. So when you see this is all ritual. This is all, how can we waste the lives of others to do our bidding? That's what all rituals are. It's just weird. It's a life force suck thing. So the owner is the Department of Defense, operator, U.S. Air Force, controlled by the U.S. Air Education. I have a degree from the Community College of the Air Force in aerospace. I have a degree in age. I'm an aerospace ground equipment journeyman. Anyway. Runways don't matter. That's not what I'm looking for. It's a host unit at Shepherd is the 82nd Training Wing, which provides specialized technologized training in the field for training for officers, airmen. It's where they train. Training is basically how they make the paid actors. We're going to train you on how you need to present yourself so that the public recognizes you as somebody that's creditable. So when we tell you what to say, even though it's not true, you will come across as a creditable source. That's what the military is. National security and military intelligence are both oxymorons. They're paid actors. Officers are paid actors. Okay, so the 80th Flying Training Wing also at Shepherd conducts the Euro-NATO Joint Jet Pilot Training. So we've all, see, that's why I was like, okay, so who are the bad guys? Because I always pass these people. So there's not any bad guys because there's always cooperation. There's always those in there. Oh, these guys are bad, but these guys are okay. But they're the same guys. Oh, no, it's not. It's just, dude, if you ever go watch the Rockford Files, that is what Planet Earth does now. It's a game of coconut nuts. Nuts moving coconut shells around, trying to get you to believe where it's at. The 80th Flying Training Wing, it's all bullshit, dude. It's the Oz. I'm helping the frickin' bring the curtain down. There's no fucking veil, dude. There's no them versus us. It's rich people, the elites, that are fucking want to make us dance like little puppets and suffer like rats that cats play with. Brigadier blah, 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 is the commander, blah blah blah. Colonel blah 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 is the it's one. See, but then they sold out too. Shepherd Air Force Base shares one runway with the Wichita Falls Municipal Airport under a joint civil military arrangement. Did you know that people that are 100% disabled can go to any military base and be like, where are you guys going to? Oh, we're going to go over to Hawaii. You got any room on there? Yeah, we got plenty of room. Mind if I catch a lift? No, sure, come on. Cool, dope. Yeah. Anybody, any 100% disabled, any they you could do it. I could have done it. But it's not reliable. Like you could get bumped. Like like when I was in, I wouldn't use that benefit because if there was somebody that outranked you that wanted to come back when you wanted to come back and there was only one seat, you ain't coming back. It didn't matter if you had dibs. They don't care. It's a fuck you system. It's a fuck you, we do what we want. It's not about rules, regulations, policies, and procedures. It's about weeding out the ones that'll serve. Oh my God, how's this? Isn't this kind of interesting? Shepherd Air Force Base is named in honor of Senator John Morris Shepherd of Texas, 1875 to 1941. Chairman of the Senate Military Affairs Committee from 1933. There's that 33 again. Gosh darn it. Until his death. When did he die? That's weird. The 9th of April, 1941. That's my birthday. So weird. Wow. I just can't even make this shit up. Senator Shepherd helped lead the fight for military preparedness before the attack on Pearl Harbor. Another bullshit. More bullshit. People think of all the life force resources that they do to travel to stand there and have a quiet moment, listen to the wind, because look at what they did to us. When it was bullshit. It was us being assholes. And somebody said, you're a fucking asshole. We're not going to stand for it. Did what they did. It was all contrived. It was just more of the show, And now we're in season, 250 of America. And they're out of writers. They're out of new episodes. They can't recreate what they've done recreated. And there's too many people that made shows to plant seeds to get people to think. So it's like the gig is up, you know, like they can't. Oh, America's not a superpower. Oh my God, everybody thinks we're a trash heap. Oh my God, why? Because we're assholes. That's why. Because we're run by a bunch of fraternity fucking brothers, a bunch of skull and bones, a bunch of guys that have never had to control themselves. So basically, we live in the land of the narcissist, basically. That's what America is. I'm going to go, rules, regulations, constitutions, those are just recommendations. I used to have that attitude. Got me DUIs. It's not my will, it's for the will of everyone that's good around me. And dropping bombs and shit, that ain't good for nobody. That shit's stupid. The base began at Shepherd Field. Okay, let's see. It was officially, and then it's all cooperation. It's supposed to be division here, but over here they're all butt buddies. It was officially opened as the United States Army Air Corps Training Center on the 17th October 1941. That's when Arthur Boo died, Ma. Not 1941, but
wow.
2007. He was 17 years old.
Oh, 17.
He was a good dog, Arthur Boo Radley. Following the arrival of the first military members on 14 June, as the Army Corps became the Army Air Forces, facilities were completed sufficiently to allow the first class of 22 aviation mechanics to enter training that October. See, nobody cares about this stuff, but it's like, I've been to places where they've done the fucking most wild things, and people just look at me and go, like, what does this dumb bitch have to say? I just think it's funny. It's like I'm protected under the veils of obscurity, because only obscure people, like, they see me, they in their minds cannot comprehend that I came from what happened to me as a 10-month-old baby, end up in places where I ended up. Blackland took over. I'm trying to scam. I hate reading on the internet, and I don't like to listen to people read on the internet, so I'm trying to pick out crucial points. They have helicopter pilot training there.
Wow.
In 1965. The H-43s, the BTH-1Fs, the CH-3Cs, and the H-19s. 1-9ers. Helicopters used for training. See, and then they have all these old, and I got to go into these because they line us up and say, this is your history, be a part of it. This is what you need to be proud of. The 36th 30th Training Flight Wing was activated in 1965. It was assumed the helicopter training program. And then we'd, like, you know, go party at hotels downtown. It's so funny. Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble. And then they had the health school there. The health school of healthcare sciences. There's this one kid, like, I don't know. We hung out with him one night. We were all drinking. And he's like, oh, I have a curfew. And then it's like, why do you have a curfew? And then he was under investigation or something. Or no, yeah, he was under because he supposedly did something to a kid. And I'm like, did you fucking do it, dude? Did you? Tell me if you did it, dude. Tell me. I can tell, man. I can tell. If you did it, I'll fucking beat your ass right now. Strategic, no, I did. But I was like, I kept trying to figure out if he really actually did it or not. People are weird. Strategic Air Command. SAC was there, and then I ended up at Offutt, and that's where SAC was too. The 494th Bombardment Ring. The KC-135 Strato tanker. Who comes up with this? You know, those, when I was at Offutt, the planes were so messed up. There's a lot of them that wouldn't fly straight. They flew at like a curve because the spines that held it in place, they were broken. And they're just all rivet planes. They're freaking basically held on by a wing and a prayer, essentially. Host, okay, 88th Wing. And they can't get enough people to be the actors. So it has the 80th Flight Training Wing. to produce NATO pilots with the skills? Didn't we just leave that thing? And the attitude to succeed in fighter aviation. See, it's all about like interoperational training, like in corporate USA, where you have to sit at, it's just all about, and then they print books, and then they give you texts and things that you have to study, but then they have a next class next year, but they get all new text and the information isn't even the same. There's no continuity, because it's about business, it's about marketing, it's about, if you get people that are willing to go along. Operational training squadrons are 80th OSS Wizards, 88th Fighter Training Squadron, the Lucky Devils. Let's pay attention to these names. 89th Flying Training Squadron, the Banshees. 90th Flying Training Squadron, the Boxing Bears, like the Bernstein Bears, like Looking Glass. Because that's where I was stationed, where they had Looking Glass, and they're both connected. People misconstrued things. They don't understand. 97th Flying Training Squadron, the Mad Cats, aka the Devil Cats, Air Force Reserve Command, Associates Instructor Pilot Program for the TDAT. This is all Wikipedia. This is an OPSEC. I ain't putting nobody on blast. The 359th Flying Training Squadron, the Twin Dragons. Ooh, what's that all about? The 469th Flying Training Squadron, the Fighting Bulls. Are we trying to keep peace? What's all this weird shit? Can we can we like whatever we can to keep peace? Nope, it's I want your shit. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna pack all my toys up off the playground. I'm gonna take my buckets of sand and shovels. I'm gonna go over to yours, little Timmy, because I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna take your little bucket and your little shovels. I'm going to take your freaking water jug and your Stanley, little Sally. I don't care if you cry or not. I'm Biff Trump. That's how they start out. And that's how they end up. Air Force Education Training Command. The 361st Training Squadron. I think that's where I was. That's where they put me on the weight management program. So when I got in trouble for my DUI, they didn't take my rank away because I didn't have any rank for them to take. How's that for a strategy? Dude, that's so stupid. Oh, Marge. Education. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's it. That's where I spent time in Texas. Now it's like, dude, Texas is the toilet-shaped state for so many reasons. It's shaped like a toilet. It is. I've done a side-by-side before of Texas next to the side of a toilet. They look exactly the same in my brain. And then like people come to Taos and they have their Texas plates and then they drive like assholes. And then I'm like, Texas is the shape of a toilet for a reason. It's not because it's because I went there and had all, and if there was one person that was hella dope that could have been cool, then it would have changed my attitude about so many things. If there were the anomaly, would have come out and said, don't listen to them, Marge, they're jerks. I'll be cool to you. But every community I ever lived, like, there isn't that person. I can't find those people. Like, I didn't realize how hurt I was the last year until I became to a place where I'm not hurt anymore. Because I was trying so hard for so long not to be mad, not to be sad, because the dogs will pick up on it. Don't be sad, because then they'll get stressed, because they don't want me to be sad, but I'm so sad, because they were my best friends for so long, and to lose so many things. But whenever I miss them, I just say their goofy words. But they're not gone because I made up the voices that that animated them. And just because they're not here anymore, I can bring them back. Whenever I bring back the voices that belong to Benzo in heaven. So I don't have to be sad. I just gotta find more critters to squish. You know, so I'm trying to find me and Mom are forever home so I can start the, you know, when people don't find litters of cats, just bring them over to Marge's. We'll find room for them. Bring them over to Marge's. We'll find a place for them. People break down in town that like get stuck at Walmart. Bring them over to Marge's. Marge will help get them sorted out. You know, because I that's what I want to do is I want to. Taos is a place where you know a lot of people like to come visit and you know then move on, and I want to hear their stories, and I want them to. I get a lot of data from hearing about how the rest of the world is based on strangers visiting. So it's not and plus I'm always the outsider, so I don't look at people like that. I just either people feel good or they don't feel good, and that's what I go by. And most people, it doesn't matter if they're born and raised or if they're Taurons, it doesn't matter. People either feel good or they feel bad to me. And so I intentionally do not put myself in places where there's a lot of people, because if there's 80 decent person, there's always one in there that's a scumbag, and that's the one that my energy is gonna, it's not good. And so Mom taught me it's better to stay out of a problem and not get out of a problem, so just don't cause problems. And I say things that causes problems in the world of other people, and I can't do that. So I have to learn too, just like other people on this, whatever it is that we're on. Huh, Mom? Ready to eat some pie? And want some high potential? Some pie potential? We're gonna have pie potential time. I think this is officially my longest talk.
Oh, that's nice.
I've been yammering for 1:06:02. So anyway. Alright, let's eat some pie. That's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope